So I think when I left university, like so many other people, I was really terrified about what I was going to do. And the future didn't seem like something I was excited for. It was more really, really daunting. And that was something that I'd felt actually throughout university, and myself and my housemates used to kind of joke, because every time someone would mention what they were doing after university, we'd be like, no, don't talk about it. I don't want to speak about it. Out of sight, out of mind, kind of thing. And then when I left university, after that period of kind of still feeling really shocked and worried, that's when I got coaching, and that's when things kind of opened up for me. Unfortunately, coaching is something that is really difficult to describe, and it's something that you can only really truly understand when you experience it. But I'll give it my best shot. It's a technique that was developed in the sort of 70s, 80s to help people accelerate their personal development. So accelerate getting from where you are now to where you want to go. Having somebody that is there for you to bounce ideas off as almost like a mirror to your own thought processes. And so unlike things like therapy and counselling and things like that, it's non-advisory, so it's all about the client, it's client-led. So the coach's job is to sit there and ask you questions and reflect back what you're thinking, pick up themes and ideas that perhaps you had not realised about yourself. The other major difference between coaching and things like therapy and counselling is that coaching is generally forward-looking. You know, we only ever go back into the past if that's what the client really wants to do. Whereas therapy and counselling is all about fixing things in the past. Coaching is about looking forward and helping people who are, everyday people that just want to get to a stage above where they are now. Core to Life came off the back of that coaching that I had, which was quite an unusual thing to happen. It was just a friend of mine, recommended that I get some coaching. And it remains probably one of the most valuable experiences I've ever had, because it helped me figure out what fundamentally motivated me. And I've used that information up until now. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because I know that I'm motivated by the aspects of the work that I do. So it made my decisions about what I was going to do so much easier. And so Core to Life came really from that. And when I went away travelling, it was always in the back of my mind. And then when I got back, I decided, right, I'm going to try and do this. So the 6-week program is one-on-one. I either meet with people face-to-face or over Skype. People can do it over the phone. That's the thing about coaching. People do it in every different way. And I've split it into 4 quarters. So the 4 quarters are you, your career, your options, and your action. So the most important part about it is the you bit, because this is like the experience that I had with my coaching, helping you really understand what you're about, what your interests are, what your passions are, what motivates you, what your values are, even going as deep as what purpose do you want in your life, what legacy do you want to leave. Starting to have ask those questions now, which generally draw out a lot of options that you hadn't thought before. And then I go into looking at your career, where you're thinking about what you need in your career to be satisfied. So things like, what's your ideal day looking like? Who do you want to work with? And then it's going into kind of the creative option part of it, where you're thinking, okay, what options are out there? Who could I speak to? And then finally creating an action plan in order for you to achieve what you figured out what you want to do. Coaching is not just a quick fix for things. I really want it to become a transformative experience, which is what so many coaches are doing, and so that you have a sustainable knowledge about yourself forever, so that you can always make the best possible decisions for you. Again, like I said, with the coaching that I received, that was about 3 or 4 years ago now, and I'm still taking out the notes that I made in that session, looking back, okay, well, that's probably why that didn't work out for me. So it's that kind of sustainable knowledge. Again, it's just starting with you. So I've worked with so many young people that come to me and say, I have no idea. And then I tell them that career coaching is non-advisory, and they're like, what? And it's extraordinary, because every single person that I've spoken to, once we start talking about themselves, talking about their interests, asking questions like, what do you click on when you're scrolling through social media? What did you want to do as a child that you were told perhaps you weren't allowed to do? And every time we go through that process, and it can take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, you'd be surprised how much people know and how many options come out. And then you start to think about, okay, who do you know? Who could you talk to? And now I've learned that people are so capable and able to get where they want to go by themselves. And that's, for me, that's the beauty of coaching, because it's based on the philosophy that people are fundamentally whole. People have all of the knowledge and all of the skills, and are creative enough to get there themselves. And you as a coach just give them your time and your attention in order for them to get there. What would I say to graduate me? I would say to take your time, that you don't have to know everything now. You don't have to know what the end result is now. Also, that you don't have to find your perfect job now. I think that would have been really great advice, that you are going to learn throughout your life, and that maybe you'll be in 10 different jobs and do 10 different projects before you find something that you stick to. Or maybe you'll never find that one perfect job, but that's okay. It's about that kind of harmony and acceptance, that where you are now is where you need to be.